You ever walk into a room and feel every eye on you, judging, sizing you up before you even open your mouth? That's how it was for Ellie every single day, scrubbing floors in a shiny corporate tower in downtown Chicago. She was invisible until she wasn't. Picture this: a bustling office cafeteria, trays clattering, coffee machines hissing, the air thick with the smell of burnt toast and cheap cologne. Ellie's there, wiping down tables, her hands red from hours gripping a damp rag, her faded denim jacket fraying at the cuffs. She's got this quiet way about her, head down, dark hair slipping from a loose ponytail, moving like she's trying not to take up too much space. But then, Claire Donovan, all sharp heels and sharper tongue, struts by, tossing her blonde hair like she's auditioning for a movie. "People like you," Claire says, loud enough for the whole room to hear. "Just drag this place down. Look at those shoes. What? Salvation Army rejects." The room snickers, a few accountants at a nearby table smirking like they're in on the joke. Ellie's cheeks burn, but she doesn't look up, just keeps wiping, slow and steady, like she's holding herself together with every stroke. Across the room, James Carver, the big-shot CEO in a suit that costs more than Ellie's yearly rent, freezes mid-sip, coffee mug trembling in his hand. He's not supposed to care about the cleaning staff, nobody does, but something about Ellie's face hits him like a freight train. She's the spitting image of his daughter, Lily, who disappeared 15 years ago after a car wreck that left nothing but ashes and questions. His knees wobble, his breath catches, and he mutters, "No way. It can't be." The guy's built an empire, a fortress of glass and steel, to bury that pain, but now it's cracking, right there in the middle of the cafeteria, with Ellie's quiet scrubbing as the soundtrack. Let's rewind a bit. That morning, Ellie's in the service elevator, mopping the floor, the soapy water sloshing in her bucket like it's got a story of its own. The doors slide open, and in steps James, his presence like a storm cloud, all tailored wool and cold authority. Behind him is Ethan Walsh, his right-hand man, slick as oil, with a grin that could cut glass. James barely glances at Ellie, but his voice is sharp. Why is she here during rush hour? This isn't a charity. Claire, waiting outside, leans in, her red lipstick like a warning sign. These workers, they're in eyesores how be seen by people who matter. Ellie mumbles, "Sorry," stepping back until her shoulder hits the wall, her mop wobbling in her grip. James's eyes flicker to her face, and for a split second, he sees Lily, those same hazel eyes, that same quiet way of holding herself. He stumbles, just a little, his shoulder brushing the elevator wall. Ethan raises an eyebrow. "You good, boss?" James grunts, "Fine," but his hand shakes as he jabs the button for the penthouse floor. This wasn't a one-off. The office was a minefield for Ellie. In the lobby, a group of junior execs pass by, their laughter sharp as knives. One, a woman with a designer purse and a sneer, pauses. They should make the help wear uniforms, her jacket's a disgrace. Another guy, all gelled hair and loud cologne, chuckles. "What? So she can wear a fancier kind of broke." The group cackles, their voices bouncing off the marble walls. Ellie's hands freeze on the glass door she's polishing, the ammonia stinging her nose, but she doesn't turn, just dips her rag again, keeps working, her jaw tight, a bead of sweat rolling down her temple. She catches her reflection in the glass-steady eyes, frayed cuffs, and keeps going, like she's polishing away their words. The cafeteria's where it always got worse. Claire, pouring coffee like she's staging a performance, says, "Cheap workers like her, dressed in rags, make this company look like a slum." A wiry guy with a gold chain leans back, smirking. If she wasn't cleaning, she'd probably be begging on State Street. Ellie's rag drips, her hands pause, but she bites her lip, squares her shoulders, and keeps wiping, each stroke slower, like she's anchoring herself against the storm. James, passing through, hears it all, his polished loafers scuffing the linoleum. He sees Lily in Ellie's stubborn chin, the way she stands tall despite the taunts. His fingers curl into a fist, but his face stays stone cold, the mask he's worn for years. Ellie's got this necklace, a small silver locket with a tiny moon charm, scratched from years of wear. It's her only keepsake, given to her by the orphanage after a bus crash when she was 6, left her with no memories, just flashes of headlights and smoke. She touches it when things get heavy, like it's a tether to something she can't name. During a break, she's at the vending machine, counting nickels, when a group of interns' shiny lanyards, smug grins watch her like she's a sideshow. One, a girl with glossy nails, whispers loud enough to cut. Look at her, counting pennies like it's a math exam she can't afford a Coke. They snicker, and a dime slips from Ellie's fingers, rolling across the floor. She bends to grab it, slow, deliberate, her face unreadable. She drops the coin in, grabs a water, and walks past them, her eyes flicking their way, calm but sharp. The interns go quiet, one shifting in her seat like she's been caught. Ellie sits alone, twisting the cap off her bottle, her silence louder than their laughter. James, out of sight in the hallway, closes his eyes, and there's Lily running through their old backyard in Oak Park, her laugh like wind chimes, holding a dandelion crown. He'd given her that locket, the moon charm scratched by the jeweler's shaky hand. The crash took her, or so they sighed. No body, just a burned-out car and a hole in his chest. Now Ellie's here, moving with the same quiet care, and it's tearing him apart. He heads to his office, the locket's image burning in his mind. Things hit a breaking point in the supply closet. Ellie's restocking her cart when a manager, all-tailored vest and perpetual scowl, storms in, tossing dirty rags on the floor. You missed a spot in the boardroom. Do your job, or don't come back. Ellie's hand tightens on a bottle of cleaner, but she nods. I'll fix it, her voice steady. He mutters about lazy help as he leaves. She kneels, stacks the rags neatly, her hands shaking just a bit, then pushes her cart out, the wheels squeaking like a faint cry. The next morning, Ellie's mopping the lobby when a security guard taps her shoulder. Office wants you. Her stomach twists, but she follows, smoothing her worn shirt. In the main office, Claire's holding a termination notice, her smile thin as a razor. Don't come back tomorrow, she says, loud enough for the clerks to stare. Ellie's hands freeze on her cart, her eyes stinging, but she blinks hard, gathering her supplies like she's memorizing their weight. James walks in, his face dark as thunder. Who authorized this? He snaps. Claire falters. It's for the best, Mr. Carver. She doesn't belong. Ellie meets James's eyes, her gaze steady despite the tears. Something in him breaks, raw and open. He notices the locket as she bends to grab a dropped sponge, the moon charm glinting. His breath catches. It's the same scratch, the same weight he remembers fastening around Lily's neck. He steps closer, voice low. Where'd you get that necklace? Ellie's hand curls around it. It's all I have from my mom. James's face pales, his knees buckling. He turns to Ethan. Get her file now. Ethan's smirk fades, and he bolts. In the boardroom later, it's a showdown. James sits at the head, gripping the table, while Claire leans back, smirking, and Ethan taps his briefcase like he's itching for a fight. Who are your parents? James asks Ellie, his voice tight. She shifts. I'm an orphan found after a bus crash at 6. I don't know. James's knuckles whiten, his breath uneven. Claire laughs, sharp and cold. You're not buying this, are you? She's just playing on your grief. Ethan nods. There's a million lookalikes out there. Don't fall for it. Ellie's face crumples, tears spilling. I'm not playing anyone. I just want to keep my job. Her voice breaks, but her back stays straight. James opens her file, his hands shaking. A note catches his eye. Found in bus crash. Age 6, unidentified, crescent scar behind left ear. He looks at Ellie. Turn around. She hesitates, then pulls her hair aside. The scar's there, small but unmistakable. James sinks into his chair, face in his hands. My daughter. She's alive. The room goes dead silent. Claire's smirk vanishes, her face ghost white. Ellie stands frozen, confusion etched in her eyes, the weight of his words sinking in. Claire snaps. She's nobody. Even if she looks like her, she's not worth this. James slams the table. Enough. He looks at Ellie, softer now. No one will hurt my daughter again. An HR rep pipes up, all fake smiles. Let's be real, Mr. Carver's untrained, uneducated. She can't just step into your world. Ellie's knuckles whiten on her bag, but she says, I've learned to survive if that's enough for now. The room stills, the HR rep's clipboard slipping in her hands. James's eyes burn. She's more than enough. He steps toward Ellie, voice breaking. You're my daughter, Lily. She shakes her head. I don't get it. James holds her gaze. I lost you once, I won't again. He turns to the board. From now on, Ellie Carver takes her place. Claire's hands grip her chair. Ethan stares at the floor, and the room feels like it's holding its breath. The news breaks like wildfire. Headlines scream, "Billionaire reunites with lost daughter in office drama." Ellie's face is everywhere. Her quiet strength now a story the world can't stop sharing. Claire's gone by noon. Her office cleared. Her name blacklisted after ex-posts leak her cruel emails. Ethan's resignation is a quiet blip, unnoticed. At a company gala, Ellie's in a plain dress, standing out against the sequined crowd. An investor, half drunk, points, "That's the janitor girl, still dressed like she's scrubbing floors." His buddies laugh, but Ellie sips her water, her eyes scanning the room, calm and unflinching. She passes them, her locket catching the light, and their laughter dies. James, watching, steps beside her, his hand brushing hers, silencing the room. Ellie doesn't change, not the way they expect. She keeps her faded jeans, her plain shirts, her locket close. She doesn't need to prove anything. The office buzzes, some whispering apologies, others staring in awe or guilt. James rebuilds his life around her small things, like leaving her coffee, black with one sugar, or slipping an art book into her bag. They sit at dinner, forks clinking, no need for words. He'd lost her once, and every moment now feels stolen, precious. In the company library, an intern drops files near Ellie, smirking. "Guess you'll clean that up, right?" She pauses, dusting a shelf, and looks at him. "You dropped them." Her voice is even, her eyes steady. The intern fumbles, red-faced, and picks them up. A librarian nearby gives Ellie a small smile, and she returns it, her hand brushing her locket, the shelves gleaming under her care. James takes her to their old house, where Lily used to chase fireflies. The garden's wild now, but the daisies are still there, stubborn. Ellie kneels, touching the petals, a faint smile on her lips. James watches, his throat tight, seeing Lily in her quiet grace. They walk back in silence, the locket glinting, the air warm with spring's promise. The whispers don't stop. People question how a janitor could step into this world. But Ellie walks the halls, her steps steady, her silence a shield. At a meeting, a manager smirks. "Some people just get lucky, but luck doesn't mean you belong." Ellie tilts her head. "I belong where I stand." The room goes quiet, the manager's face red as he fumbles his notes. James nods, pride in his eyes. Ellie's story spreads, shared across X, sparking posts about being judged, overlooked, made small. People write about their own fights, their own quiet victories. She becomes a symbol not of wealth, but of surviving cruelty with grace. James speaks of her, not his empire, his voice breaking with every word. Ellie just lives works, smiles, wears her locket, lets the truth speak for itself. You've felt it, haven't you? That sting of being told you're less, that you don't fit. Maybe it was a snide comment, a door slammed in your face, or just a look that cut too deep. Ellie's story says you're not small, you're not rangieri enough. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment. Tell me about a time you stood tall against the odds, or what you think of Claire's downfall. Was it justice, or just a start? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep unpacking these stories together, because the truth, it always catches up.